Yeah, you see, the Rivers people have to be mature about this. The precedent has already been set at the federal level. You know, Jonathan, when the numbers came in and he saw that he didn't make it, he graciously considered the defeat. And it's up to the states now, individual states, to follow that example. It's not a do or die thing. We're not going to, you know, they must not fight and kill each other and then go to court to resolve whatever issues. You know, and that's why we have security forces. Whether they like it or not, they have to resolve their issues and they have to be law-abiding in the way they conduct their affairs. What's happening there is not unexpected, because you have a state in which the governor joined the APC and it was a predominantly PDP state, you know, and then you have gladiators like Nwokedi determined to take the governorship and all that. So what's going on is not unexpected. But Rivers is one state out of 36. They have to resolve their issues. And in the absence of taking charge of their own issues and destiny, you have the security forces to make sure that they come down like a ton of bricks on whoever will not abide by the laws laid down by INEC.
I think well, the question will be, you know, as you rightly said, this was not unexpected. It was saying that we got enough warning that this was going to be one of the states, one of the flashpoint states. I don't know if Captain Omar Ali says he'll be back to explain flashpoint state and a no-go state or no-go area, because it would seem that that is affecting turnout in some of the states that were designated flashpoints. But the thing is, we got enough warning. We got sufficient warning that things could get messy in Rivers State. The question is, what was done? Wasn't enough done? Because the reports that we're receiving so far about a house being burnt, police already firing shots into the air, and these are verified reports, people already being beaten up. It shouldn't have come, it shouldn't have happened at all. There ought to have been things put in place to ensure that all of these scenarios were forestalled.
It's very difficult to put enough in place to stop people who are determined to cause mayhem. You know, the way some of these politicians are, they're very stubborn and they're still living in the past and they're determined to have their way no matter what. So it's the only way, you know, like all going, the only way to contain violence is with more violence. Whether we like it or not, there are some people who are determined to derail the process if they don't have their way. And that is why you have the security forces to be there to balance the terror equation, to balance terror with terror, really. You know, because INEC cannot be expected to perform 100% in every state if those people do not want to cooperate. There are some states in which things are going smoothly, some local government, even in Port Harcourt, in Rivers State, I'm sure in places like GRA and all that, you have a peaceful conduct of elections and all that. But there are those people, there are renegades out there who would want to hold the whole system to ransom if you allow them. They cannot be allowed. Let the security forces do their work. And in places where things get completely out of control, let the elections be cancelled.
What do you think can be done as of now? We don't know, we don't have a total picture of what is happening there, but I'm sure that you've also heard some reports as well. What do you think that INEC can do to reassure people? In the meantime, I think it's very important that I read this. The INEC office in the state has issued out a press release to dispel rumors that the election materials distributed are fake. INEC urges everyone to go out and vote the desired candidate of their choice. So the INEC materials you're seeing out there, INEC says they are not fake. Do not listen to such rumors. But this is one of the measures they've taken.
Right, which is what they can do really at the end of the day. They don't have, they can't force or enforce the law. They can only disseminate information. They can only tell people what is true, what obtains. And the electorate too have to cooperate. We're all in this together. The electorate have to cooperate and try to ensure that INEC is successful in conducting a proper election. And those elements that are determined to cause problems, you can't stop them by talking to them. you have to match their violence with violence.
I was just going to ask about that violence with violence.
No, I'm not inciting. I'm not.
No, when you say match their violence with violence, maybe Dr. Naji can help us here.
Well,
how would that work out if you say you need to end? I mean, the volcano is erupting. You need to quiet it with a volcano.
Well,
some analogy, but
maybe I want to look at it from this angle. Because those who are used to fire technology know that basically there are three elements for fire to come on. A combustible material, the fire or heat element, and there should be oxygen. So rather than fighting for nothing, if you remove any of these elements, there will never be fire. If you bring a hot a heat source near petrol, if there is no oxygen to enable it to ignite, it cannot burn. So in fire technology, they design technologies to, when they're talking about fire suppression, the highest of which now is, things in the halon, FM 200 and so on, to suck the oxygen, to remove the sail, so to speak. The ship will not move anywhere. So the issue of violence is to understand what is causing this violence. The elections has not even started. To say that you observe that there's abuse of process, it is that positions have been taken before. After assessing that we are good here, we're not good there. The area we are good, we will insist that things be done the way they are going, the status quo be maintained. The area we are not strong, because we cannot get anything better, we scatter things there. You understand? Now, first, the party agents, because there is no movement, free movement for people. So many of the politicians will rely on the party agents' reports.
I think when we come back, we'll take off from that party agent so that I don't allow you to lose your train of thought. Let's quickly go to Plateau State, where Yemi Kosoko is standing by, our correspondent there. Yemi, good morning.